Central Kids. This is Kevin Gordon here. I'm the director of the Kids Ministries of Central Church. We hope you had a happy Easter this week. But this week, I wanted to do Cooking with Kevin. This is a cookbook that I had when I got as a child, me and my sister. And as you can see, it's pretty well used. All right. So in here, one of my favorite recipes was French toast. Maybe you've had French toast at your house or at a restaurant. So today we're going to make French toast. All right. So you're going to need, you got your bread. You'll need a mixing bowl. Okay. You'll need a half a cup of milk. I'm not going to move that one yet. 2 eggs. Okay. Some salt. Some cinnamon. Okay. A stick of butter. If you don't have a stick, you could use a little tub with a knife. Some measuring spoons. A whisk. A spatula or a pancake flipper. A skillet. And finally, some kind of shallow pan like this. I'm using a cake pan. In the directions, it says we're going to, in a bowl, we're going to mix some of the milk, half a cup of milk. Pour that in our mixing bowl with our eggs. So you get to crack some eggs here. Try to keep the shell out. You don't want to have a shell in your food later. So I put 2 eggs in. Okay, and we're going to mix in the salt, which is, the recipe calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So a 1/4 teaspoon. Put that in there. And then a dash of cinnamon. There's my dash. It's a big dash. All right, now we're going to use my whisk. We're going to whisk it up. If you remember the story from Easter Sunday, if y'all did the lesson, it was about Jesus meeting the disciples on the road to Emmaus. And if you remember, the story said that the disciples did not recognize Jesus while they were talking on the road. It wasn't until they got to the disciples' house, and it said that Jesus broke the bread. Okay? So that's kind of one of the reasons we chose this recipe today, is because there's bread in it. And when Jesus broke the bread at the disciples' house, then they recognized who Jesus was. All right, so we got that mixed up. I'm going to put my skillet here onto the stove over here on my eye. Okay? Not my eye, but the stove eye. I'm going to turn it up to about medium. Let that warm up while I get my bread ready. Okay? So remember the shallow pan, the cake pan. We're going to pour our mix into the cake pan. Okay. What we do with this is we're going to take the bread, we're going to set it in, soak it on one side, flip it, and soak it on the other side. Once one piece is soaked, we're going to stick it onto the hot griddle on the stove. Okay. So while that's warming up, I'm going to use the stick of butter, and I'm going to spread the butter onto the grill. Or the griddle. Right, so we have our skillet warming up using my stick of butter. Turn the light on here. As you can see, it's already melting onto the griddle. This is going to help the bread not to stick to the hot griddle. Okay. I'm going to bring my mix over, set it next to my griddle, and my bread. All right, here we go. So you ready? Okay, got your bread, got your hot skillet, got your mix ready. Here we go. Take the bread, you set it in there, just let it soak for a few seconds. Turn it over, let it soak a few more seconds. And you pick it up. It's a little messy. That's okay. And you set it on your skillet. Okay, if your skillet's really hot, it's going to go which is cool, but mine's not really hot yet, so. Now, if you're using the oven like this, you need to have mom or dad helping you. You don't need to try to work the stove top by yourself, because it is hot and it will burn you. Okay, maybe you and your mom or dad have already cooked it times before, so maybe you're used to doing all this. Okay, maybe not. Either way, you need to have mom or dad help you. All right, so we got the French toast there on our skillet. It's cooking. While it's cooking, I'll sing you a song. No, just kidding. All right, so we come back to our French toast here. We're going to use our pancake flipper spatula to flip over each piece. You just get up underneath it, flip it over. See how it's dark? That's a good color. Let's get it back onto the skillet. Now you can hear it kind of sizzle. Okay, now we're going to cook this side. And when that side cook, we're going to take them off and eat them. So while the other side is cooking, you might want to grab another plate, paper plate or something like that, so you can take the hot French toast pieces off and put them on something. Alright, so I think our other side is cooked well enough now. So we're going to scoop up underneath and flip it over on the plate to see what it looks like. Looks good. And we'll make sure we turn the eye of our stove off so it doesn't keep burning. Okay, and we'll take our French toast and we'll go serve it up. All right, so we have our 4 pieces of French toast here. Got my plate to eat on. So you can butter it up if you like butter on it. And then I got some maple syrup. Whoa, that's a lot. All right, and now comes the best part. You get to eat. And since you have 4 of them, you could share with your brother, your sister, your mom or dad. All right, here we go. Bon appetit!